So hands together while Lisa shares with us a little bit about her story.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Tiffany. I could not have responded quicker when you asked me to be a speaker, and I'm excited. Thank you. So hi, everyone. I'm going to go right from my notes. My name is Lisa. First and foremost, I'm a wife, a mom, a dog mom, a sister, an auntie, a best friend, and a first-time small business owner in Peterborough. But in another life, I was a government, high-paying, high-seniority employee in a job that over time gave me debilitating anxiety, PTSD, compassion fatigue, and vicarious trauma from 13 years in working in addictions in Oshawa. Sorry. My job beat me down. My commute to work beat me down. The toxic environment I worked in beat me down. And honestly, sometimes getting out of bed every day beat me down. I did that for 13 years. I went on my 50-minute commute almost every day, crying and on edge, even before I left home with the people closest to me. Anxiety and mental health is a real thing, and it's very scary. And realizing that the job I had was creating such toxicity in my life, it was mind-blowing and terrifying. It ruined relationships, gave me the worst mom and wife guilt, and I hated the world. I was unable to see anything good in it, and I was scary to live like that. I felt handcuffed to a high-paying job, and I know some people here might too. It was ruining me. I had felt so overwhelmed and beat down for the last 6 years in that job. That's 2,190 days of myself that I'll never get back. I wanted a change, but I knew that the structure and the business of a hospital was never going to change. So the change I desperately needed had to come from me. It was from me, but I felt broken. Professionals in the mental health space will tell you that self-care is so much more than eating kale and getting a pedicure. But I felt lost with how I could actually take care of myself. So I started on the outside, and instead of asking for help, I added even more onto my plate and my busy schedule, but decided to try to move my body more to help my brain. Working 12-hour continental shifts for 10 years hadn't helped my brain or my body, so I decided to start there. I jumped at the opportunity to check out a new local small business fitness studio and met the person who would change my life. It's Sarah Evans.
Sarah Evans. Sarah Evans, stand up. She sponsors the Tiffany show as well. I have chills. Holy Hannah.
The funny thing is that Sarah doesn't even really know that. Thank you so much. Ooh, I really wasn't expecting to cry. And I can't look at my mom because I know she was crying the second I got up here. I actually wrote, she's here today, and if you've already heard the biggest laugh in the world, you already know who she is. The group of women, including Sarah, that I met at this place for the next 2 years, going 6 or 7 days a week, changed my life. They grabbed onto me figuratively and literally, and they never let go. They knew I had strength, and they knew I had something great to offer, even if I didn't see it. When I first started meeting new people, they weren't cynical of the world, so I knew it was the environment that I was in. Watching them see the view in a positive way gave me a new sense of self. It was a confidence I never knew I had before, and they became my biggest group of cheerleaders, besides my mom, my husband, and my family. The thing was, this group of women had nothing to lose by giving me support. They didn't even know me. Oh, now I'm gonna keep doing that in the microphone. That's nice.
safe space.
Right?
No
I know.
judgments.
They were there for me whether they knew it or not, but they were rebuilding me. When my mental health started to get better, it was getting more clear that that change had to happen, but this time I actually believed I could do it. 2 years after walking through that fitness studio, I knew I had to close the door to my career and potentially lose the friendships and relationships I had there. I wanted to try to do something that wouldn't keep trying to beat me down, even if it meant being unemployed. I wanted to thrive and I wanted to do something great, and they believed that I could. The more I opened myself up to women I admired, I was aware for the first time that they were leaders in the community, either in a small way or huge ways. They had the brightness and the light that I was definitely looking for. And I saw so many of them holding a strong sense of self as business owners. I started following every single social media that was female-led in town. I swear to you, my Instagram was never so busy, and I'm pretty active on Instagram. The thing I started to realize watching them was they also had struggles, but they were sharing and accepting of them, which gave me strength. The reason they had the brightness that they gave me was that they had other women that looked up to them. They were in their families, their relationship circles, and in the lists of who they followed on Instagram. Plus, in many cases, they had each other to look up to. 2 days before we were to head out on our family trip to Nova Scotia in summer 2019, I experienced a trauma at work on a night shift that absolutely broke me. It was the final straw, but in a sense, it was a weird gift. I had 2 weeks of vacation with our very best friends to hash this thing out, to walk through with people who I trusted the worries of not going back to work, of losing that income, of trying to create a new plan, but also daring to ask, what if it turns out great? I sent my resignation the day we got home, and I never went back to that place ever again. Thank you. In the 6 months that followed, I dedicated myself to my mental health and my little family. In November 2019, I bought a very small at-home candy business that I admired on social media when I was struggling the most with my mental health. I loved the concept Elise had about sending kindness in a surprising way through the mail. I always secretly hoped that someone would have sent me one, but they never did. I never could have done that if I didn't have the foundation that Sarah and the women in my life had given me. The people I admired probably didn't even know the impact they had on me, but it was there, and it was the most amazing thing. It gave me the realization that I now have to do that for others. It's how I changed my life and made kindness and gratitude the forefront of my day-to-day and now my whole business. Those women, including my mom, my best friends, my daughter, and the new women who built that circle around me, they didn't even know they were bringing me back to life. One interaction, one hug, one compliment, one hello, or one coffee date at a time. They were the driving force that keeps me working hard and creating the best relationships that I can. It's why I make a point to lead with gratitude when a woman in my community triggers my happiness, creativity, or crushes my imposter syndrome. They do this by being brave and sharing their stories. I send them a DM, I send them a little gift out of the blue, and I tell them the next time I see them in the community how they've impacted me. Women did that for me, and I need to give that back to the world. It's now been 4 years since I started my journey as a first-time entrepreneur. The gratitude I feel of how my business has grown and the amazing experiences I've had and the people I've met in these 4 years is nothing I can ever take for granted. I receive messages from women who tell me they've made a huge life change for the better because of me. They've watched my story, they've seen me grow my business with highs and lows, and they've taken what they needed and used it as a positive tool in their life. It's so, yeah. It's so special to get those messages, because now you know I'm a big crier. But to me, it just feels right to cheer and shout and share and comment and double tap and write back incredible thank yous and well wishes to every woman. I hope that some of those women are here today watching me stand up here as part of the womanhood of Peterborough, because it is a special place to be. Since I left my job, I started my own business with no experience from a small bedroom in my house, and most importantly, that time gave me the mental health space and confidence to support my little family through a significant trauma in January 2020 that almost broke us. Women are the driving force of everything I have right now, and I don't think those women know what they did for me, so again, I'll never stop sharing. Outside of me and the increasingly worrisome world we're living in, women are the driving force of friendships, relationships, community change, and the greatest of the world's accomplishments. It takes many hats, but somehow women just wear them with such grace and incredible taste. To be invited to speak at an International Women's Day event like this has been a full circle moment for me. Usually I'm just dancing on TikTok like a fool. And I'm forever grateful to the people who are my people, who truly know me, cheer me on, and other women no matter what they're doing, because without each other, who knows where we'd be. It's a time for me to say thank you, because I'm nowhere without you guys, even if we've never spoken a word to each other before. I'm nowhere without my amazing mom, Tracy, who some of you know. She's also a badass first-time entrepreneur in the last year and a half. And especially, I am nowhere without my daughter, Edie, who is smart, kind. She is a star of impeccable inner strength, a true beauty, and an absolute light of my life. Life is the bubbles with you, babe. Thank you.